You're trying to do something that hasn't been done yet.
This is the late Paul Allen, one of the co-founders of Microsoft. He also owned the Portland Trail Blazers and the Seattle Seahawks. In this video, I will be talking about Paul Allen's memoir, Idea Man, which was published in 2011. The book shows Allen's intense curiosity with the world around him and how he loved ideas and how he brought those ideas to fruition. I will be focusing on the first half of the book, which tells about his early life, his friendship and partnership with Bill Gates and Microsoft, the colossal company they founded together. And most importantly, I want to talk about the idea of being at the right place at the right time. And I will also explore the importance of Bill Gates and Paul Allen's partnership. To tell the story, we have to begin here at a private school in Seattle. This is Lakeside School, considered one of the best private schools in America. But it is best known for two famous boys who met here in the late 1960s. Paul Allen was in 9th grade when he met a small 7th grader named Bill Gates. It was while at Lakeside that Allen and Gates first got behind a computer. They learned how to program side by side as they spent hours in the state-of-the-art computer lab, writing code and talking about the latest technology. Malcolm Gladwell wrote about how it was at Lakeside that Gates and Allen got to their 10,000 hours, the mythical amount of hours needed to master something. I now want to talk about the idea of being at the right place at the right time. I first read about this idea in Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers. He gives numerous examples of people born in the right place and at the right time. Paul Allen readily admits in Idea Man that if he was born a few years earlier or a few years later, he would have missed being at the forefront of the personal computer revolution. When we look at titans of the PC revolution, people such as Steve Ballmer, Steve Jobs, Eric Schmidt of Google, Paul Allen, and Bill Gates, we see something interesting. Let's look at when each of them was born. Ballmer was born in 1956, Jobs born in 1955, Schmidt in 1955, Allen in 1953, and Gates in 1955. The combined net worth of these individuals would be around $250 billion today. All of this wealth created because of personal computers, and all of it concentrated in the hands of people born around 1955. Gladwell goes on to explore why there is such grouping, not only in the PC world but all over the place. He ultimately says, "These are stories about people who were given a special opportunity to work really hard and seized it, and who happened to come of age at a time when that extraordinary effort was rewarded by the rest of society. Their success was not just of their own making, it was a product of the world in which they grew up." Reading Idea Man, you can see the stars aligning, and how all of the opportunities came to Allen and Gates. Now we could write this off as opportunities that could never come to ourselves, and that Allen and Gates were just extremely lucky. But I think we would be wrong in that thinking. It's easy to look back now and show how all the pieces fit together in their history, and how only luck could have caused it. But after reading Idea Man, I believe they truly took advantage of opportunities and in many ways created their own success. Paul Allen said his big ideas came from asking these questions. Where's the leading edge of discovery headed? What should exist but doesn't yet? How can I create something to help meet the need? And who might be enlisted to join the crusade? Bill Gates said of Paul, he foresaw that computers would change the world, even in high school. Before any of us knew what a personal computer was, he was predicting that computer chips would get super powerful and would eventually give rise to a whole new industry. That insight of his was the cornerstone of everything we did together. In Idea Man, Paul is constantly talking about how he read everything he could about computers, every magazine, every article, and every instruction manual. While reading, he would ask those big questions and think about where the industry could go. He was actively engaged in learning his industry from top to bottom. So yes, he received a lot of help. He went to one of the only schools in the country that had a computer lab for their students, and he had almost unlimited time to interact with computers, when computer time came at a premium. But he also spent absurd amounts of time envisioning what people could do with computers and where the world was headed. Another takeaway is the importance of partnerships. Paul Allen and Bill Gates needed each other. Allen said, "I was the idea man, the one who'd conceive of things out of whole cloth. Bill listened and challenged me, and then homed in on my best ideas to help make them a reality." They had a rocky relationship, and Paul Allen left Microsoft early on because of differences with Gates and a health scare. All of this is documented in his memoir, but for 10 years they worked together to build Microsoft. Allen followed Gates to Boston, where Gates was enrolled at Harvard University, and they eventually teamed up together in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where Microsoft was founded. A refreshing part of the book is Paul Allen's commentary on Bill Gates. Paul Allen has a lot to say about Bill Gates in this book and how they worked together. He calls him brilliant and ambitious. But we also see a lot of his quirks. We read about how Gates would code for hours at a time, and sometimes he would fall asleep at the computer, and he would wake up and immediately start where he left off without any thought. Or how his hands would be stained orange because he would eat Tang powder straight from the container. All this to say that Bill Gates and Paul Allen were two geniuses and hard workers who together channeled their energy, skills, and intuition into a great success. I thought of them as Lennon and McCartney, and how individually they were greatly talented, even world-class, but when combined together, they changed the world. We can learn a lot from Paul Allen and Bill Gates. New industries are being created every year. We can follow Allen's lead in asking questions about the state of emerging industries. We can also try to consider what opportunities we are best able to take advantage of. I loved Idea Man. The memoir is inspirational, and I enjoyed learning about the history of Microsoft. The second half of the book, which I didn't talk about, was great too. Allen was relentless in everything he did after Microsoft, and his curiosity never waned. So go check out Idea Man. Hi everybody, my name is Sam Pedro, and I hope you enjoyed this new format. On my channel, I talk about books and what I learned from them. I want to keep making better videos, and I hope this new format for talking about books was enjoyable, and hopefully you learned something. Comment below what you thought, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.